What is going on, everybody? Todd here once again, joined this week by Thrabalen of Thrabalen Gaming. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing all right. And then Ray will be joining us momentarily because we may have started without them.
Yes.
We knew
After previously making a joke that we would get started without them.
Yep. We made the joke, and then I'm like, you know what? That sounds like a good idea. Let's do that.
Because we're those assholes.
Yeah. Well, in all actuality, I mean, we've technically been waiting like almost an hour to record now.
Yes.
So.
Okay, then. That brings us to now.
Yep, that brings us to now. So, how are you doing, Ballin? Feeling better and such?
Oh, yeah. Last week I had the flu, or as I like to call it, the plague. And that's why I was unavailable for last week's recording, but I'm back and I'm feeling great.
Yeah. And we're joined by DorkyRae. Ray, how are you?
Good. I didn't realize that we were going.
We actually are. We actually are recording.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Was not aware of this.
I mean, I made an executive decision by saying, we're going to start, and then you're going to get your call, and it'll just be me and Ballin anyway, so.
Yep.
But yeah. So, I mean, I figure, like, let's kind of get things started so we can at least get something in.
Oh, absolutely.
Before you end up having to disappear for a little bit.
Yes.
But
hopefully only like 5 minutes.
Let's hope. Let's hope. So anyway, how are you, Ray?
Pretty good. Doing pretty good. Tired, but good.
Understandable. I am also the tired.
I can't remember a time when last time I wasn't tired. So.
Fair.
So we'll kind of speed round this real quick. Ballin, what have you been playing?
Well, this week I've been doing a lot of GTA, but also today released BattleTech. If you're all fans of turn-based tactical strategy games, and Ray is now hearing Charlie Brown's teacher sounds because I know it's not Ray's favorite game, but BattleTech is an amazing simulation of the old school tabletop miniatures game. It just released. It was kickstarted, and the Kickstarter went beautifully. It's $40 on Steam right now, or you can get it on GOG.com.
Nice. Very cool.
Awesome.
I kickstarted it, so I paid to say that. I was not paid to say that.
Nice.
So,
while we're at it, City of Titans, sometime later this year.
Yes. And, if y'all need alpha testers, Yeah.
So, Ray, what have you been playing?
Nothing.
You've been playing in the realm of crafting.
Yeah, I've been doing some crafting, preparing for this weekend. Mm-hmm. I've got the Turning of the Tide event that my guild is putting on, where I'm gonna have a booth, but it's mostly just to practice running a booth by myself.
Nice.
Because there's not going to be a whole lot of people there, so it's more of a teaching event that we're doing, and I do actually have one person signed up for one of my classes, so I'm actually going to be teaching,
which is very awesome.
Yes, definitely. But yeah, so I've been prepping for that. I guess I've been playing a lot of DVDs in the realms of Game of Thrones.
It has game in the title.
Yeah, it does have game in the title. It does. So yeah, I finally jumped on that bandwagon. After what, 8 years?
If you need help, just let us know.
Yeah, I'll send up some
we have pulled many people away from the brink of ruination. in different types. I mean, I'm still trying to pull Mori back from the Tide of Ruination, which is World of Warcraft. So.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So I mean,
poor
there's
Mori. Mori will be missed.
We are here for you.
What's funny is Anubis was just like, "Hey, Todd, you should play World of Warcraft," and Maury's just like, "No, don't fall down that rabbit hole." Like,
yeah,
it's fucking terrific.
No. Like I made it. I was able to see through episode 7 of season 5.
Nice.
And then I left the house sitting job that had the DVDs that I was watching. So
it's cool.
Yeah. But it was fun. It was enjoyable. I watched it while I was needle felting, so because I took my sewing machine to this house sitting job.
Mm-hmm.
I set up my sewing machine. I had everything all set, ready to go. Forgot to bring the project. And this house was an hour away from my house. So I was not driving an hour to get my project. So I ended up packing the sewing machine back up.
Damn.
Yeah. But I got a lot of needle felting done, and I actually finished crocheting a blanket that I've been working on for the past couple years, off and on.
Very cool.
It's just one of those when I need something to do with my hands type project, so I'm gonna have to find myself another one of those.
Cool.
But
that's always the best and worst thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely.
You could always just keep opening and closing plastic eggs.
Yeah, I have my fidget cube with me tonight, so I'm not gonna be popping open.
So as for me, last week, Hunter the Reckoning became backwards compatible on the Xbox One. So I've been playing that. We did one playthrough as the Avenger, which was really cool. Probably doing another playthrough of that relatively soon as either Martyr or Judge. One of those two. Of course, there's Overwatch I've been playing. And
we're sorry, Todd.
I'm not.
Me and Ray had this discussion last night after everybody left, and it was just me and Ray, and was Ray coming to the realization that Game of Thrones is to them what Overwatch is to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Did not expect to like it.
Yeah.
Now somewhat moderately addicted.
Yeah.
I say moderately because like I said, I made it to there's 10 episodes per season, and I made it to episode 7, so there's still 3 more episodes left of season 5. And while yes, I want to watch them, I'm not like scouring the internet trying to find a way to watch these episodes. I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'll get to it eventually.
Another thing I've been playing, actually, correction, another thing we've been playing.
Ah, yes.
Is last night we started a tabletop RPG.
Finally,
after 6 months.
Yes.
Called Stars Without Numbers.
Stars Without Number is an amazing tabletop game, people. If you haven't checked it out, I highly suggest you do so. It's based on Die 20, so if you know D&D at all, and if you're playing tabletop games, you know D&D, it's going to be familiar to you.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It seems enjoyable so far. It took me 6 months to make a character.
No, it took you 4 months. It took us. It took me 2 months to decide which game I want to run.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, and actually, because we attempted restarting because we attempted Darkfinder.
Yeah.
In like either December or January.
Mm-hmm.
And that just did not go well.
It was January because we took off for the holidays.
Right.
Yes.
we took off starting in like second week of November until until like the second week of January, because we wanted everybody to have all their holiday and family stuff out of the way.
Because there's no way you can have a weekly commitment between 4 different people where nobody's got family stuff going on a specific day.
Exactly.
During the holidays.
Yeah.
You can't. Between Thanksgiving and Christmas, you're just screwed.
Yep.
Yeah. So we attempted that. I could not connect with my character at all. And almost got to the point where I almost told Balin to just play the game with just Todd and Storms, and
that wasn't going to happen.
I would just leave. I was that upset. But
we are a group, damn it.
Yeah, and I mean it's one of those things, like, and we made the comment several times of, you know, it's all about finding something people are comfortable with. And I know for you specifically, it's hard for you to conceptualize a new character.
Yeah. Which is why I made Space Cat Fan.
Yep.
Which you've accidentally called them a few times last
time.
Yeah.
That was the actual literal name on the character sheet. First name Space, last name Cat Fan.
So, I mean, we did that. You know, Balin was running the game. We had Storms.
I almost insisted that name was canon, by the way.
I'm glad you didn't.
Not to. Yeah.
Because I had completely forgotten that's what I had put there.
Yeah.
Because I started this character sheet 3 months ago. And at the time I knew the only thing that I knew was that it was going to essentially be the space equivalent of Cadfan. So it was Space Cadfan. That was all I knew. I hadn't figured out anything else. So I just put that as the name section, as the placeholder of the for the name section, and that was the only thing I had filled out on that character sheet for like the longest time.
Yeah, and I mean it's one of those things, and I think that the more you play, and the more
easier it'll become.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm sure.
You know, it's everybody has their own little wheelhouse when it comes to a style of play.
Like cleric.
Yeah. Or asshole. I mean, but everybody has their own little wheelhouse, and for you didn't have one, so when you started, you played a druid. Considering you played a druid, that became what you knew. Yeah. So everything outside of that was very foreign to you.
Yeah.
Foreign is scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
And I mean, like, for me, I have a storied history of typically, like, I mean, I prefer to play rogues or rogue-esque characters. So I mean,
rogue-like, we could say.
No, because then that's a whole different animal there. There's not a lot of people that like roguelikes. But no, I mean, like a character, some game systems will have it as a thief. Some of them will have it as a rogue, you know, stuff like that. That's the wheelhouse I go with. When we started playing Pathfinder, I went with a barbarian who never raged because he was always angry.
That was his secret.
Yeah, damn right it was.
I understood that reference.
But yeah, so I mean, I did the barbarian, and we had so much fun with him. And then from there, we went to a new campaign where, you know, Ray basically rebuilt Cadfan. Balin had a few new characters, and then I had
characters total.
Yeah. And I mean, I had my depressing half drow, so which was a thing.
I wouldn't even say that necessarily that I rebuilt Cadfan. I went back to Cadfan's level 1 player sheet.
Yes.
That's
I
technically
didn't rebuild.
rebuilding.
You didn't rebuild, you rebooted.
Yeah. Like I went and just it was the exact same level 1 player sheet. I think I was had even been saved as CAD-Fan level 1.
And I mean, that's fair. That is totally fair.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've played Vampire the Masquerade, and I've worked with different systems, and so on and so forth. So there's been games I've played where there is no defined class system.
Yep.
And to me, I've never been big on a class system. It's just there's just something about it just doesn't feel right to me.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it working in like a more medieval style game, but even calling it a class system at that point is a little much, because it's more of like you have different castes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So you have like the warrior caste and the merchant caste and so on and so forth.
I prefer to think of it as a profession system personally.
Exactly. But I mean, that's the way I see it, and I think that it's kind of cool if it's played that way, but a lot of times it's not.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you get a game like Vampire, which gives you choose your clan, and that's basically like here's the disciplines you have access to and all the other stuff, and now build your character. So it's like, okay, based on my clan, and there's some other stuff that you can mess with as well, defines the order in which points can, you fill in your dots. So hypothetically, let's just say the three of us are I'm running a game, the two of you are building characters, and I'm just going like attributes, right? Ray may have like 3 free dots in like social, 2 in it'd be 2 free dots in social, 1 in I guess it's mental.
Yeah.
And then you would have no points in physical.
That sounds accurate.
I mean, you just get your starting like 1 point, unless you're playing an Nosferatu, which is a whole different animal, because then you don't get a point in appearance, and you can't raise your appearance, so it doesn't fucking matter. But then Ballin starts with 2 in mental, 1 in physical, and nothing in no additional in social. So I mean, and that all depends on. Though
I'm trying to figure out why you think that. Why I have in social? Why I have any in social?
Well, I'm just saying, based on the clan, you would probably end up playing.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So that's what I'm going based on. Though I will say that it would be essentially the same thing for Ballin in a sense, because Ventrue don't tend to be very physical. So I mean, you would have the social and the mental. So, but whatever. Which reminds me, was it I think they said the 28th, which is like 4 days from now. Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition pre-orders open up. It starts shipping in August. I am super excited about this. It is.
Oh yes.
I mean, when 5th edition was being worked on by Onyx Path back before the merger, back before the acquisition of White Wolf by Paradox, I was excited.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we have a proper White Wolf, I'm just as excited. And the way they're talking about, this is the start for them. This is the start of a good entry point for the IP. Not for the game line, but for the IP. Because The new White Wolf's made it perfectly clear, and they've even joked about it. If they don't have like a Netflix series by like 2020, then they feel like they've failed.
So what I'm hearing is in August, we might just have a new tabletop campaign starting.
Possibly. Possibly.
That measured pause.
I was drinking water because I'm getting really dry.
Okay.
So
fair enough.
But yeah, I mean, it's a possibility. I mean the fact that they've decided to continue the line and like not do like a reboot is amazing to me. In that.
Especially since reboot is the big buzzword these days for everything.
Well, think of it this way. Back in 2004, the original World of Darkness, Vampire the Masquerade, Werewolf the Apocalypse, Mage the Ascension. I think it was Ascension. I always confuse it, whether it's Ascension or Awakening. I forget which one. I think it was Mage the Awakening. Now that I think about it. No, it was Ascension. Awakening was part of the New World of Darkness, the Chronicles of Darkness. But whatever. Those game lines ended in 2004 with a pretty finite ending. So considering now that they're doing, 2004 we had 3rd edition. Then the anniversary, the 20-year anniversary editions came out, and that was 4th edition. And then we got the wonderfulness of this 5th edition, which basically says things may not have gone down the way that people perceive them to go down. Because vampires still exist. It's still that thing. The Camarellas still around. The Sabbats still around. The Anarchs are still around. And I'm like, fucking yes. So, I'm rather excited.
Mm-hmm.
It's your City of Heroes type thing.
It kind of is.
Oh, it very much is. Yeah. And that's a great thing to have in your life. Something like that.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to the Werewolf the Apocalypse video game that's being worked on, which should be really cool. They better have a dancing vampire Easter egg in there because that's a thing that needs to happen. That is a thing that needs to happen. But one other thing I've been playing, and now this isn't much like Ray. How Ray was playing DVDs. I've been playing Blu-rays.
Mm-hmm.
And this is actually what we're going to be talking a majority of this episode about. I've been going back and watching every Marvel Blu-ray I have. Now, I'm missing a few. For example, I'm missing Doctor Strange, Guardians, and Thor Ragnarok. So I'm missing those 3, but they're still relatively fresh in my head anyway.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll say Doctor Strange I know is on Netflix.
Netflix.
Yeah,
yes, because we watched that the other night on Netflix. So
I also, and so is Guardians too. But I don't have Netflix, so
dude.
Yeah, I don't have Netflix anymore because of cost cutting, so.
There.
We shall not be discussing what just happened.
Yeah.
This is
totally not a breach of terms of service. I'm just saying.
You're considered part of my family. I have the family plan.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So I've been going back and I've been watching all these Marvel movies, and I'm basically like I have to find my copy of Ant-Man, which I think I know where that is. but that's like the only Phase 2 film I skipped. But I've watched like every movie up until Civil War.
Nice.
And I've seen all the movies, and
Mm-hmm.
let's be honest, I've seen all of them in theater as well, so.
We're only a few weeks from the DVD release and Blu-ray release, I'm sure, of Black Panther.
Yeah, shit. And I mean,
I own none of them. I need to start working on building up my collection.
Yes.
I mean, what was cool was they did these collector's editions, right? They did a Phase 1 collector's edition, which came with a like a shield briefcase and a replica of the Tesseract, which was really cool. It was like
nice.
It was like a limit of like 10,000 made of something like that. And then they did the same thing with Phase 2, but they included the orb.
Oh, nice.
So it was actually pretty cool. But I mean, it's just going back and looking at like watching the first Iron Man movie. And I mean, we've talked about this before. That movie should not have worked.
No, it really shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But honestly, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
okay, so I just looked on Amazon, and that Phase 1 with where it's got the briefcase and everything, $850 or $860.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Phase 2 with the orb is $225.
A little more magical.
Yeah.
But I mean, I also found out that my copy of Age of Ultron is damaged. So, yeah, it's all right. It happens. I have the digital code for it, so it's like whatever.
That's good then, yeah.
I mean, I have the digital code for all the movies, all the Marvel films, so it's like that's not an issue.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I've been watching these, and I'm just like, and I'm trying to watch them in order. Yeah. And yes, I will say part of that Marvel Cinematic Universe includes the Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton.
Yep.
It's
it's borderline, but it's in there.
I did not like that movie.
Why?
I don't know. I just didn't.
You're not thinking about the first one, just called Hulk, directed by Ang Lee, with a shitty CGI Hulk, are you?
Maybe I am.
Because I can understand you not liking that one. Nobody likes that one.
No.
You wouldn't like Hulk when he's Ang Lee.
Nobody did. Fun fact: when I was working in.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen the Incredible Hulk. I think I've just seen.
It's actually good.
Okay.
So, for me, the order I watch the movies in, and I mean everybody's gonna have their own little order, but for me, I start off with the first Captain America.
Because in universe chronologically,
that's
first. In universe chronological, not release order.
Okay.
Though the end of the first Captain America happens during the same week as Iron Man 2 and the first Thor.
So, if you want, you go back, watch that later on.
Confusing.
Watch it later on with by skipping to that scene on the Blu-ray.
Yeah. So, I mean, what I'll do is I'll watch the first Captain America because, I mean, first off, it's an amazing film. I love the shit out of it.
Yes.
Excuse me.
And then I'll watch the first Iron Man. Because release order, you had Iron Man, you had the Incredible Hulk. Then you had, I think you had Iron Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had Thor. Captain America: The First Avenger, and then we got the first Avengers.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was your Phase 1 lineup. All I do is
I'll be honest with you.
Mhm.
It's Iron Man 2 that told them they had a cinematic universe to build. Because the first Iron Man can be a fluke. When that second one came out and they recaught lightning in a bottle, they knew they were ready.
Well,
it wasn't as good, but the fact is that people were still excited.
I think honestly, the fact that the Hulk did as well as it did.
There's that too.
And I mean, that's another big one. Because, I mean, yeah, you release Iron Man, it's like, all right, whatever. But then you do the Incredible Hulk, include Robert Downey Jr. in the tag scene.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's already talked to fucking Fury. You know? He's already had the talk with Fury, so he kind of knows about what's going on. Fun fact, Robert Downey Jr. was one of the only actors on the set of Infinity War that got a full script. Got the full real script.
Damn. You know Tom Holland didn't.
No. Nope.
They've made it perfectly clear, like, on some of the press tours, like, what they've been doing is either having Tom Holland with Benedict Cumberbatch, because Benedict ain't afraid to kind of shut him the fuck up. Or they have him and Mark Ruffalo do the thing. So if there's a leak, they could just get rid of the whole interview and not have to worry about it.
Fair.
Yeah, because I mean, both of them are, Ruffalo more accidentally, but
yeah,
both of them have leaked stuff in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, let's kind of dig into Phase 1. Of the Phase 1 films, and I mean, obviously you can't really include Avengers, but you can.
I mean, it's included in the box set.
It is. But I mean, it is. It's the last film of Phase 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, as well it should be. It's the capper. It's all these pieces put together, finally.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, excluding Avengers, because I mean, based on what I'm going to ask, you'll understand why I'm saying excluding Avengers.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite MCU film of the Phase 1?
See, if you would ask me what's my favorite MCU film, that's easy as hell. But because it's not one of the Phase 1s. My favorite of the Phase 1s, though, honestly remains Captain America: The First Avenger. It was Iron Man right up until I saw that film.
I can agree with you on that. Personally, I just think that the problem with the MCU films, and this goes beyond Phase 1, is they tend to spend too much time on the origin.
That's the problem with superhero films. I mean, I've said this before about Batman films. If I have to see one more scene of pearls falling in a rain-flicked alley, I'm gonna go crazy. Because every single Batman film starts off with the shooting of the Waynes. And it's like, are you kidding me? Who doesn't know this by now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, perfectly done. In the new Spider-Man film. Not the Tobey Maguire, not the Andrew Garfield, the new Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The Homecoming universe.
Mm-hmm.
In the MCU. They did it perfectly. It was basically a sentence. Mm-hmm. But anyone who knows the character knows it.
Yeah.
Now, I will admit, you couldn't do that for Iron Man. A lot of people didn't know who he was.
And that's perfectly fair. I do feel that they spent too much time in the Iron Man origin.
In all honesty, I'm glad he did for Cap simply because, my God, that pre-super serum CGI.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
wow.
So here's, and I've made this comment before. It may have been on the podcast. It may have been just in a normal discussion we've had. But Phase 1, Captain America the origin was as long as it needed to be.
Yes.
You can't understand, like, if you just jump into the fact that, like, oh, he's going through this whole super soldier treatment, basically, without understanding who he was beforehand, there's no gravity to it.
Captain America is not the super soldier serum. Captain America is the little guy who kept getting beat up and still stood up and said, I can do this all day.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's who Captain America is. He's not Captain America because he's strong. He's Captain America because he was weak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His strength comes from inside.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
His ability to fight comes from the super soldier serum. His desire to fight does not. That's where it comes from.
Yeah.
And they did it perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, with Thor, I think that the first Thor was just fucking weird. Like, we'll be perfectly honest.
I mean,
it was
let's not lie. Every Thor has been kind of weird.
Ragnarok.
I mean, we'll get to that one, but
they did Citizens on it today, so yeah.
Yeah, they did, and I thought it was terrific.
Yes,
and it didn't ruin the
there's
film for me.
Citizens on it now. Oh, I'll have to watch that.
Yeah, it got released this morning.
You can't ruin that one, but
yeah, I mean, like, I was the first Thor. I think they could have spent a little more time explaining Thor.
Yeah. I will say my biggest complaint with Thor is a lack of him taking a mortal name, even if it isn't Don Blake.
Fair.
Because Thor wasn't just sent to Earth; he was sent to Earth as a mortal.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that is very important to understanding who Thor is, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Him being mortal. Because the reason why he's so attached to Earth is because he lived among them. As them.
See, yeah, there has been that little bit of a disconnect on why he's so.
Yeah, that's why.
It's just kind of like, I mean, I can see they tried to like give him that connection by falling in love with what's her name,
Jane Foster.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as Thor.
But still, it was just kind of like, I don't know, like, I don't know.
I mean, I'll be perfectly honest with you. They could have spent more time explaining the character a little bit in that one before his exile. To kind of, so people knew what they were getting into, because Thor is another one of those characters that a film should not have worked.
Right.
It could have. But I would have seen, like, if I were to have done a Phase 1, Phase 1 based on the characters that they had available to them at that time. Because obviously they didn't have Spider-Man, and they don't have the X-Men yet, and they don't have the Fantastic Four, and so on and so forth.
Apparently, though, Phage has been basically snapping those up for Phase 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't be happier.
So,
but that's not what this is about. But
yeah, so, I mean, Iron Man, you kind of have to have the rich asshole.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Cap, you gotta have Cap. Though I would have started off with Cap as opposed to Iron Man.
Honestly, I think they did what they did because Iron Man is more relatable to the average person.
Fair.
Yeah.
He's a guy in a suit of armor that he built. He's not super powered. He didn't come from a vial. He didn't come. He doesn't have a magic hammer. He's a guy in a robot suit, and people can identify with that.
Yeah.
So they went with the easiest one first.
Yeah, and also I feel like it might not have taken off if they had started with Captain America.
Yeah.
Like
I can kind of see where you're going with that.
They need to get you invested in the universe before they threw a World War II film at you.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Fair. So, but yeah, I mean, like, Iron Man, Cap, Hulk. I mean, Hulk would fucking sell tickets. We all know that. Because kids like the big green guy. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And I would have arguably gone with a Hank Pym Ant-Man in Phase 1. Just the way I look at it. I mean, I would have...
definitely.
I think that would have worked very well.
You send a link and we all stop talking.
Yeah, that's not something to talk about on this. It's not something I want to talk about. But damn.
Welp, G fucking G.
Yeah. Okay. Back to the Marvel.
Yep, back to Marvel.
Yeah.
But I mean, that would have been my lineup leading up to the first Avengers film. You do your 2 Iron Man movies because the first one did so well. But you throw an Ant-Man in there, you throw a Hulk in there, throw a Cap in there. And I mean,
will say that not including Hank Pym in Phase 1 was kind of a slap to the face.
Yeah. The one thing I will say, though, is without the Thor movie, we wouldn't have gotten Hawkeye.
Right.
We must have Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Though,
I love Hawkeye.
Though I can see them... See, the thing is, I could see it in the sense of they could have introduced Hawkeye into the Ant-Man movie as well. And, you know, because the way that S.H.I.E.L.D. sees him is like, this is a problem we have to take care of or whatever, not realizing like this is somebody we need. And you get that classic shot of him running up the arrow.
Yeah.
You know? And I mean, right there, that's a trailer fucking image right there. I mean, that would get people in their seats. But they didn't go that route, so I mean, we got Thor instead. I would have saved Thor to like Phase 2. That's just.
But then you couldn't throw him into Avengers.
But yeah, I mean, you couldn't throw him into Avengers.
And Thor is a founding Avenger, so.
Yeah, but wasn't Pym as well?
Well, they had a choice to make. Do we have the big guy with the hammer or the guy who can shrink down?
Fair.
And, you know, the ladies in the audience took a look at Chris Hemsworth and said, I like this. Another.
Yeah. Smash.
Pretty much.
Let's be perfectly honest.
So
yeah.
So now, Ray, of Phase 1, what's your go-to Phase 1 Marvel film?
Well, the ones that I've seen the most are Iron Man 1 and Captain America.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I've actually probably seen Captain America more than Iron Man, but that's because my mom is a huge Captain America fan.
Gotcha.
A huge Captain America fan or a huge Captain America, the first Avengers fan? There's a difference. I mean, is it the character or the movie?
Both. Like, she's not a comic book person.
Okay, so the MCU Cap. That's what I was
Yes, the MCU Cap.
Because I'm also a huge Captain America fan, but it predates the movies.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, I think she kind of fell in love with Captain America in that first, in the first Avenger, film. But like in every single film, if Cap is in that movie, she will watch that movie.
So she likes Thor: The Dark World, is what you're telling me.
We watched it. I don't know if I don't know her opinion. See, and I've only seen Thor: The Dark World once, maybe twice. I don't remember what happens in that movie at all.
I have seen it twice. Once
I also don't remember a
once
lot of what happens in most of Phase 2, now that I think about it, which is why I need to get myself these box sets and be able to watch them.
See, I've seen Thor: The Dark World several times.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, up until Ragnarok, I mean, it was my preferred Thor.
Mm-hmm.
The story in it just felt more organic. I mean, you're dealing
I
with...
don't remember much of it at all.
I do. I liked it, but yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, I guess we're all in agreement of Cap.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I enjoyed the first Iron Man movie a lot.
Yeah.
But
I really like.
I don't know. Like, if I had to choose between one of the two, like if they were both on TV at the exact same time, and I had to choose between the two, I'd probably pick Captain America.
Yeah. I mean,
now here's a fun question.
Just because I really connect with.
Out of the two of them, which actor do you think plays the character more true to the character?
Robert
Because
Downey
that's
Jr.
a hard. Yeah. That's the funny thing. I would agree. Although, goddamn, Evans does an amazing job of making you forget he's Chris Evans.
Yes, Evans does a fantastic job of being,
not Johnny Storm.
Not Johnny Storm, yeah, of being Steve Rogers. But I mean, like, Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Can I just throw this in there real quick? The Marvel Cinematic Universe employing former Human Torches in pivotal roles since 2011.
Yes.
Yep. It's hilarious.
But I mean, we'll get to that one.
Yeah. The funniest thing is, I love the character of Thor. I love the way Chris Hemsworth plays Thor, but his solo movies are the weakest of the entire MCU.
Oh, yeah.
It's so odd. I can't figure out what goes wrong during them, but he's so much better if he's playing off of his fellows in the event.
Well, I think what it is that in the solo movies, you don't have quite the same because the fact of the matter is Chris Evans is not human. Or not Chris Evans.
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth.
There's going to be a lot of Chris's. There's going to be a lot of Chris's, so let's kind of get this out of the way.
Thor is supposed to be not human.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from like what, Asperg or something, right?
Aspen.
Aspen Dental. He's from Asgard. He's an Asgardian.
Yes.
And the problem, I think, with the solo Thors is that they're focusing on him so much, but the actor is a human. Obviously, because...
I mean, you could say the same thing about Vision, though, so...
Yeah.
Well, but Vision hasn't had a solo movie, so we don't know if Vision... because Vision's only been in movies with...
Yeah.
I mean, arguably, Cap's only had two solo films.
Well, still, I mean, the whole thing is that trying to figure out why the Thor standalone films are the weakest, which I think is because it's trying to depict someone who is not human, but is played almost too human, and it's just this weird it's just offset kind of weird is what I think.
I personally, I mean, it's, correct me if I'm wrong, Ballin. It's the same thing in the comics though, where like when it comes to the Thor books don't sell nearly as well as some of the other Avengers.
I think ultimately the problem is Asgard is a hard concept for people to wrap their heads around.
That could be, yeah.
I think that's basically, you look at the Thor solo movies. First Thor, a lot of it takes place in Asgard. Second Thor, your Dark World, a lot of that takes place in Asgard and its surrounding environs. And Thor Ragnarok, what doesn't take place in Asgard, takes place on an alien world.
Yeah. Well, but to be fair, Guardians of the Galaxy has nothing to do with Earth either. Outside of the very beginning.
But the thing is, Peter Quill is the most human character in the entire MCU.
Yeah.
And it's just true.
He's relatable himself.
It's the fact that it's so...
It's not just that he's human, it's that he's an everyman.
Yeah. So it's hard for people to wrap their minds around Asgard. Plus, you've got Thor, who grew up in Asgard, so his mind is perfectly fine wrapped up in it.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you don't have a character to identify with.
Yeah.
Everybody, I mean, just to switch genres for a moment, Star Trek. Every Star Trek has except for the original series. Every Star Trek has had a character who is an outsider viewing the Federation from outside, so that you have someone that you can identify with when they go, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone has an outsider. For Next Gen, that was Worf, for example. He basically may have been raised by the Federation, but he was Klingon through and through. But and with Thor, they don't have that person.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it sounds like we're in agreement on the weakest Phase 1 movie as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I love Thor, but...
Yeah, I love Thor, the character. Thor's movies don't work as well. And I'm just going to say this. I'm going to skip ahead to the very end of this discussion. Worst movie in the entire MCU is Thor Ragnarok.
I liked Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too.
I liked it, but it's still the weakest of the MCU movies. Being the weakest of the movie isn't really an insult. I mean,
yeah, that's fair. You're not necessarily insulting, but still, it's just kind of like, I don't know.
You know what? I will legitimately say I think Iron Man 3 is the weakest of the MCU movies.
I actually really enjoyed Iron Man 3, especially because of the Mandarin.
I mean,
a lot of people disagree with me on that, and I don't care. I thought that was a great twist.
No, it was.
Yeah.
And then there was the little featurette on Thor: The Dark World, where they confirm that there is an actual Mandarin out there.
Yeah, a double twist. It's perfect.
But yeah, let's kind of get into Phase 2.
Yeah.
I mean, we had Iron Man 3, Thor: The Dark World, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Age of Ultron, and Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Which, it was kind of weird ending with a non-Avengers film.
Yeah, it should be Age of Ultron, but yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just, personally, if they wanted that May release on Avengers, I mean, let's just be serious there for...
Yeah.
The May release is usually the quote-unquote big one. So, like, we had, in Phase 1, May 2nd, 2008 was Iron Man. May 7th, 2010 was Iron Man 2. And May 4th, 2012 was the first Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
May 3rd, 2013, Iron Man 3. May 1st, 2015, Avengers, Age of Ultron. And then May 6th, 2016, they call it Captain America, but it's the Avengers Civil War.
Yeah.
And then that brings us...
It was gonna be May for the newest.
Yeah.
For Infinity War, but they pushed it up, which is awesome.
I don't have a complaint.
I don't have a complaint either, other than it breaking the
chain
of the May.
The thing is,
I like that it's Marvel going, you can't control us.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like it, but at the same time, there's that little part in my brain that's like, but May.
Well, the thing is, like, the Infinity War was supposed to come out like near the third week of May.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Second or third.
what else was coming out right around that time?
I don't know.
Another Marvel film, technically.
Yeah.
Oh, is that when Ant-Man and the Wasp was coming out?
No, that's
No,
when
it's a solo
Deadpool's
film.
coming out.
Oh, Deadpool.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, so later. Yeah, Deadpool. And I'm gonna. Yeah, I would not want to see 2 movies in 1 week. I do not like to go to movies that often. 2
Yeah.
in 1 month, fine. 2 in 1 week, no.
Yeah, that's kind of.
So,
Unless I could find a theater that would line them up just perfect, so I could go out of one and right into the other.
Into the other.
So, I mean, just the simple fact of them pushing it to April 27th, a few days before May. I mean, that's it's still in that time frame. So, and then May 3rd, 2019 is the Untitled Avengers film. So, I mean, it looks like we bookend Phase 3 with Avengers movies. So, Captain America Civil War Avengers film and the Untitled Avengers film. So, meh. But
Okay.
back to Phase 2.
Phase 2.
So, I mean, I enjoyed Iron Man 3.
Mm-hmm.
I just of all the, I mean, obviously, the first Thor was the weakest of Phase 1. And I just felt that Iron Man 3 was the weakest of Phase 2. You just came off Avengers a year before.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that if basically, in terms of fitting into the universe, Iron Man 3 definitely wasn't as good in that respect.
Yeah.
In that, basically, it really had nothing to do with the universe other than Tony's PTSD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legit.
Yeah, that's true.
But we did get AIM.
Yes.
That was cool.
That was sort.
Huh?
It didn't feel like AIM. They need yellow beekeepers.
They did. We never saw their labs, so.
Yeah.
I
mean, who knows? The head of their labs might have been a very big man.
But I will say this much: as much as I think Iron Man 3 was the weakest of Phase 2, and my least liked least liked MCU film, it was well acted.
Yes.
If it wasn't for Iron Man 3, we may not have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And that would be a pity.
Because Extremis.
Yep.
I can tell Ray is confused.
No.
Okay.
I know what Extremis is.
Okay, good.
Well, you know how it ties into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. It's just that awkward silence. It's like
the
usually
thing is,
usually the
silence. Ray binged the whole damn series.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, if it wasn't for Iron Man 3 and Extremis, we wouldn't have had Centipede and so on and so forth. So.
Right.
And what would we do without the human centipede?
But then we had Thor: Dark World, and I will say that it felt like a better Thor film than the first one. I guess it's because we had a whole movie to kind of get used to Thor, plus Avengers. So seeing him again was like, oh hey, it's Thor. But then we also got the Dark Elves, and I was just, I don't know why, but I just fucking love that. I love the shit out of that so much.
I need to rewatch it. I don't remember any of that.
I really didn't like the Asgardian like starfighters, the ships with the lasers.
Fair.
That just felt weird to me.
No, I agree with you on that, but I mean, them going up against Malekith,
yes,
was terrific.
And I realized they couldn't have done them like in the comic because that would look ridiculous.
Fair.
There are things that work on the page that don't work on the screen. We all know that.
But we did get Curse, so
yes,
which is something I never thought we would have saw. Then we had arguably another fucking amazing high point in the MCU, which was Winter Soldier.
that was a great one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier definitely took, because up until this point we'd had like, oh, these are superhero films.
And suddenly it's a political thriller.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tom Clancy's Captain America.
And it worked.
Yeah. The funny thing is though, all of the MCU films, not all of them, but a lot of them are actually, okay, we're going to show you a superhero film, but it's really another kind of film. Captain America the First Avenger is a superhero film, but it's really a World War II film. Thor the Dark World, Thor, the first one basically, is a superhero film, but it's really a medieval fantasy film.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a superhero film, but it's really a political thriller film.
Yeah. Which brings us up to the next one, which was, this is a superhero movie, but actually it's just like a road trip film, which was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, I love that movie.
No, this is a superhero film, but it's really a space opera film.
Okay.
Fair.
It was basically them out Star Warsing Star Wars.
Okay. I'll give you that. Then we had Avengers, Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
And then we had Ant-Man, which was, hey, we're giving you a superhero movie, but this is actually a heist film.
Yeah. and I'm just saying right now, the best of Phase 2.
I mean, Ant-Man's up there for me, but I still got to give it to Winter Soldier.
Oh, I liked Winter Soldier, but I enjoyed Ant-Man far more than I enjoyed Winter Soldier.
My toss-up for me would be Ant-Man and Guardians.
Fair.
Because I legitimately, like, I enjoyed the other ones too. I liked the other ones, but I really liked Ant-Man and Guardians.
Let's kind of change the dynamic a little bit. Pop back to Phase 1.
Mm-hmm.
What are your 3 Phase 1 films?
My top 3?
In no particular order, because it'd be like choosing your favorite child. And everybody knows Billy's a little shit.
Captain America, Iron Man, and Avengers.
Okay.
That is the easiest question in the world. Gotta be honest with you.
Yeah.
I would have to agree.
I would
Captain America, Iron Man, Avengers.
I would go Hulk, Cap, and Avengers.
Okay, to be fair, I have not seen Hulk, so I can't.
Incredible Hulk. Let's be honest.
The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
I have not seen the Incredible Hulk, so
Yeah. Honestly, I
can't weigh it on that one.
Yeah, I mean, just the way Ed Norton acted in it, and it added so much depth to the character.
Oh yeah, he was good.
I feel like I would miss having Mark Ruffalo.
You mean Ruffalo?
Ruffalo.
I've never heard that pronunciation before. That's okay.
Having been my only good experience with Hulk, being the MCU,
mm-hmm.
I think the fact that I didn't see the Incredible Hulk before Avengers, I think I would have real issue going back and watching it now and not having him.
My only problem with Ed Norton as Banner is he never felt like Banner to me. I really didn't see the brilliance of Bruce Banner in the Ed Norton depiction.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that 100%.
And without that, it just feels like It just feels like Tony Stark without being a snarky asshole.
Fair. I mean,
I liked the film, but that was missing for me.
And that's fair. That is completely fair. I just feel that personally, with the way what Ed Norton brought to the role, and yes, I mean the Banner smart stuff wasn't there, but 90%, 80% of the movie, he was on the fucking run. you know?
He had the angst down pat.
He was on the run. I'm in Mexico. I'm in this country. I'm over here. It's just, it was a big thing. And also him constantly, he's constantly checking his blood pressure and making sure that he's keeping himself calm because he's legitimately afraid of the Hulk. And I mean, that in itself is just, I mean, yeah, we got Tim Roth as Abomination, which,
yeah.
I mean, there was that, but
yeah, that happened.
The real villain of the film was the Hulk. The real, the hero and the villain were the same fucking character.
I would actually say the real villain was Thaddeus Ross as usual.
Well, let's be honest. Let's be honest. But I mean, if you think about it that way, if you think about it this way, we all know the Hulk is a hero.
Yeah.
Though the vessel for the Hulk is so afraid of the Hulk that it's almost vilified. Where it's I cannot let this out. I need to do everything I can to keep this under control.
Mm.
And it was just...
It was nice seeing that aspect, yes.
And it was just that, and I'm like, this movie's terrific. I mean, once again, well acted. I mean, it was a product of the CG of the era, so I mean, it didn't look all that amazing. And it was done by Universal. So, and it was the last standalone Hulk film we got. Because Universal.
Yeah. Fucking Universal.
Yep.
Get with the program, dudes.
So, phase 2. You're 3 from phase 2.
In no order.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier, Guardians, Ant-Man.
Same.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
I really did really like Iron Man 3 though.
Yeah, I liked it too. Just it's not a top 3, but yeah, I liked it. Like I said, busy twist actually kind of made the film for me. Honestly.
It was the weakest phase 2 for me. So,
I mean, looking in comparison to the others, I don't remember Thor: The Dark World, at all.
Yeah, for me, that was the weakest of phase 2. But then again, as I've said before, the Thor movies are generally the weakest.
Yeah.
I will say, though, that if you throw Thor out, Iron Man 3 was the weakest of phase 2.
Yeah.
If you throw Thor: The Dark World out. Not that it was bad. Again, much like Thor Ragnarok, it's not an insult to say this is the weakest MCU film of a phase.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because that's kind of like, saying this is my least favorite flavor of ice cream. But dude, you're still eating ice cream.
Right.
Phase 3, Captain America: Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Spider-Man:
This
Homecoming.
One is painful to try and choose from, by the way.
Thor: Ragnarok, Black Panther. I'm leaving Avengers: Infinity War, Ant-Man the Wasp, Captain Marvel, and of course the Untitled Avengers films off the list
because they haven't come out.
Because we have not seen them.
I'm just gonna say the best Phase 3 film has not yet come out. But let's face it. But the best one I've seen so far. Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, everybody knows that Ant-Man's gonna steal the show in Avengers 4. The biggest heist in there. I mean, he did it at the beginning of fucking Phase 3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, Captain America's Civil War or Avengers Civil War. It was very much an Avengers film. It was, and that was to a strength actually, because honestly, Captain America, you cannot separate him from the Avengers. Yeah, but the thing is,
he has devoted his entire post-World War II life to the Avengers.
But the thing is, don't call it fucking Captain America Civil War. Like, call it Avengers Civil War. Or just call it Civil War. I mean...
In all honesty, the reason why it was a Captain America film, there's two reasons for this. One in-universe, one out. The out-of-universe reason is because he really was the central figure of the comic version.
Fair.
The in-character thing is because it's a continuation of what he saw happening in Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
He has lost his faith in the U.S. government and the world governments because of Hydra infiltrating S.H.I.E.L.D. so effectively.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, he feels he can't put his trust in a faceless body again.
Which is totally fair.
Yeah. And that, in my opinion, is why they made a Captain America film.
Yeah.
Because it honestly is about his lack of trust in the system. Captain America is, and every Die 20 player out there is going to know what I'm saying when I say this, he's chaotic good to the extreme.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He doesn't believe in law. He believes in truth and justice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see that.
Yeah.
If the system doesn't work, when the system, everyone is telling you, to move, you plant yourself like a tree, at the river of truth, and say no, you move.
Yeah.
That's Captain America in a nutshell, and that's why Civil War was his movie.
Fair.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
But it was totally an Avengers film still. But
yeah.
But that's why it was under his banner.
Uh-huh.
Even though Banner wasn't in it.
I was gonna say, like, he wasn't in it. Then we have, and this has a very special place for me. Because I remember in the late 90s, early aughts, there was talk of a Doctor Strange movie that never happened. And I was so excited about the potential of a Doctor Strange movie.
Because he's such a weird character for the Marvel Universe.
I just feel that there's so much that could have been done.
That's my point. I'm saying it's such potential because he's so different.
Yeah.
It's not just another guy throwing on tights and beating somebody up because of a bank robbery.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, we got Doctor Strange, and honestly, once again, Doctor Strange does what Captain America the First Avenger did very well, which was spend just enough time on the origin.
Mm-hmm.
In a lot of ways, the entire movie was an origin story.
I mean,
if you would be honest about it. I mean, because he doesn't really become Doctor Strange until right near the end.
I mean, no, he was Doctor Strange at the beginning because he was a doctor. His name is Stephen Strange.
Yeah, I'm talking about, like, he
does not become the superhero.
So
central to his character is being the Sorcerer Supreme, and that legitimately doesn't happen until near the end.
That doesn't happen until, like, post-credits. That he's Sorcerer Supreme.
In all honesty, I'd say he became Sorcerer Supreme the instant he uttered the line, "Dormammu, I've come to bargain."
That's fair.
I mean...
That's the moment in which he took up that mantle. He wasn't crowned it yet, but that was the moment he became it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll give you that point. But yeah, I mean, for me, Doctor Strange is definitely top 3 for me.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody have anything else to throw in about Doctor Strange, or?
I saw it recently, so luckily it's fresh in my mind. I loved the whole movie. Mads Mikkelsen played an amazing villain because he was believable.
Yeah.
He wasn't a mustache-twirling guy. He's a guy who, honestly, you could see as very much a Batman type. He doesn't want he wants to save people, everyone, no matter how unrealistic that may be.
Right.
I mean,
I would love to know what drove him down. What exactly brought him to the temple to meet the Ancient One to make him into this guy? Because his backstory has got to be interesting.
Yeah.
Because what made him that obsessed with nobody ever dying ever again?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and on the flip side of that, we had Mordo.
Yeah.
Who, I mean, I enjoyed that character far too much. Especially post credits, where it's just like nobody deserves it.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that upset me. On, I was like, no.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, it's just I was so excited that Doctor Strange was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it in 3D in theaters, and
I also saw it in 3D.
it was fucking fantastic.
You have to see Doctor Strange in 3D.
Mm.
I think that's why I did watch it in 3D was because Ballin, you and Storms had seen it before I did.
Yeah.
And I think you both said that it needed to be seen in 3D because usually I avoid 3D in movies.
Yeah, I mean, I will be honest with you. There are any movie in which magic plays a central theme has to be an effects-heavy movie.
Yeah.
And for this one, the effects they used had to be done in 3D.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Then we have Guardians Volume 2. Which
I was slightly disappointed by, but it was still really good because it was still the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, okay, so here's the thing, like Guardians Volume 2 takes place not that long after Guardians 1.
Yeah.
Which is great. So, I mean, when you're doing the watch on it, I think you got to watch it like right before right after Age of Ultron. So it's actually technically falls into phase 2. So it's weird because it's like only a couple months, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely before Cap, Civil War. So chronologically. And the thing is, I still haven't figured out where Doctor Strange fits into the timeline. Because it's
just before Thor Ragnarok. That post-credit scene.
Yeah. True.
Where he's talking with Thor about Odin.
Fair.
That's true. Yeah.
So that's why my best guess is just before Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Which does Thor
Ragnarok is stated in universe to take place 2 years after Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Okay, but what time in comparison to Civil War?
Civil War was a few months after Age of Ultron, I think.
Yeah.
So it takes place after Civil War.
Yeah, it's something like 6 months after.
Yeah.
Because you have the Sokovia incident.
Yeah.
Right.
And of course, Black Panther takes place right after
Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
God, I love trying to figure out the timeline sometimes.
Oh, it's so hard.
To be fair, comic book time has always been a little screwed up.
Yeah. Fair enough.
You know what? Let me go with the definitive fucking timeline on this.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Okay, so live action timeline. First Avenger. Then you have the Agent Carter seasons.
Mm-hmm.
That was so good.
Then you have Iron Man 1 and 2. Incredible Hulk. Thor.
Incredible Hulk comes after Iron Man 2?
That's
apparently.
That's what this is.
That's bizarre! Okay.
But it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. But go on.
But the one shot that's on the Incredible Hulk DVD. Oh, no, wait, is it on the Incredible Hulk or is it on? No, it's on the Iron Man 2. No, it was on the takes place during the events of Incredible Hulk between fair. Oh no, it was on the Captain America Blu-ray. But there's the one shot. A funny thing happened on the way to Thor's hammer, where Coulson's basically stops a robbery, and goes, "We were never here. You did this yourself." But I'll leave the one shots out of the way on this. But yeah, so you got apparently Incredible Hulk takes place after Iron Man 2, which does not make any fucking sense.
No, it doesn't.
But then you got Thor. Then you have the second half, or the end, rather, of First Avenger. Then you have the Avengers. Then you have Iron Man 3, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1, Thor the Dark World, the next chunk of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1, Winter Soldier, then the good part of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1. Then you have Guardians 1, Guardians 2, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. What? This does not make sense. This is a weird fucking timeline. So, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2, the Aftershock episodes. Aftershock kind of kicks this off. At the same time that's going on, Daredevil Season 1's apparently happening.
I thought that took place pretty damn soon after the Avengers' first film.
Well, I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Because they make reference to the events of Avengers because they're still cleaning up the city.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, that's true.
But they're also dealing with could also be dealing with the damage left by the result of Winter Soldier as well.
They were speaking specifically about the Chitauri incident.
Yeah.
Fair. Now,
it's been a while since I watched season 1 of Daredevil, but yeah, I remember that.
So there's one thing that I'm noticing missing.
Yeah.
That should be happening like right after Avengers. And before Iron Man 3. And that is some of the events from Spider-Man Homecoming.
Well, to be fair, that was a flashback. It was the case situation where most of it takes place later on, so that's what they're going by as it takes place.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Age of Ultron and happens while Daredevil Season 2 is going on.
I can believe that, yeah.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2 continues. And then Ant-Man happens. Alongside that is Jessica Jones and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3.
Okay.
Daredevil Season 2 happens. Continue with Season 3 and Season 3. Okay, so during this chunk, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3, the episode Space Time, around that time, Daredevil Season 2 starts kicking off.
Okay.
During that, the beginning of Doctor Strange happens. And they point out the beginning. So.
Okay.
Because you got to remember.
Because it does jump around a little.
Yeah, it does. And that's why it causes a lot of the issue. Then we have Failed Experiment, the episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Then we have Civil War. S.H.I.E.L.D. continues. Then we have Spider-Man Homecoming. Then we have the mini-series Slingshot from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4 of S.H.I.E.L.D. coincides with season 1 of Luke Cage. Then we have after the episode "Let Me Stand Next to Your Fire." That's the ending of Doctor Strange. Then the rest of the season 4. Then Iron Fist happens. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 4 What If happens. Then Inhumans season 1 happens, along with the Defenders and the Runaways.
Let me just say, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I forgot that Inhumans happened until you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I never watched it.
I have not watched Inhumans.
We all agree on that too.
Okay,
Runaways.
Okay, and then Thor Ragnarok happens, as well. Then season 5 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. happens, which runs alongside The Punisher season 1. So, and that is the live action timeline.
I didn't hear them mention Black Panther, but I know that happens right after Civil War.
Yeah, I mean that was missed off of here. So I mean this thing may not have been updated recently.
Right. Yeah.
But the big confusing one was always and another thing that's Defenders was on there. Okay. The big confusing one was Doctor Strange because it does involve time manipulation. So
yeah.
So I mean there's that.
Huh.
Oh, and then there's the full chronology.
Yeah.
So you got the prologue to Thor: The Dark World, and then you have the prologue to Thor. And
yeah, let's skip that.
Yeah.
It's just,
my brain hurts enough.
But yeah, I mean, it's just yeah. You see if this one actually includes. Oh, because this includes the comic book tie-ins. That's why it's the full one.
No.
It's still missing Black Panther though.
Huh.
Yeah, well, it's they're the only people that miss Black Panther.
Yeah. So yeah, Guardians 2. I mean I enjoyed it.
Well, I enjoyed it, but I was still disappointed in it because honestly, I heard that Ego was going to be in it. I was like, Ego the Living Planet? Are you serious? That's going to be awesome. And it turned out to be Kurt Russell. And I'm like, and just Kurt Russell. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
This is what we get for Ego the Living Planet? What next? Galactus is just a big cloud?
No, Fox Ray did that shit.
Yeah, I know. Just
Silver Surfer's just sitting behind a convenience store huffing paint.
Yeah. Witness me.
Dude, you've gone through 4 cans already. He looks like he blew RoboCop. I mean, but yeah, you have Guardians 2. I enjoyed it. I mean, it was
still a fun ride.
Yeah,
I mean, I've rewatched it several times. I do really like it.
Was so much better. But I will say Mantis made 2.
Yeah. Mantis made the movie, though the interaction between Mantis and Drax was terrific.
Yeah. I loved the interaction between the two. I didn't enjoy Drax as much in the second one, though. I enjoyed Drax as a character more in the first one.
I agree.
Fair. Then we had Spider-Man Homecoming.
I liked that movie. That's hands down my favorite Spider-Man movie that I've ever seen.
It was, I mean, compared to the other ones, I mean, it's not hard to say.
I mean, that's fair, but still, I really enjoyed it. I did not enjoy the quote-unquote twist of MJ. I thought that was stupid.
Yeah.
That felt very shoehorned.
It's like, hey, look, we're gonna make a joke here real quick. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was meh. I loved the character up until that point. I loved her. I thought she was fantastic. Like, just the sarcastic. I liked her. And then it was MJ, and I'm like, well, you just killed it for me.
Yeah. And it's not that actress couldn't play MJ. It's that actress was playing MJ who wasn't MJ.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Right.
It's like they wanted the name drop, but not the character. That makes no sense.
Yeah. So that kind of bummed me out. But I did really enjoy that movie.
But they made up for it with the reveal of in the car, basically.
Oh yeah.
That made up for everything.
Oh yeah.
That totally made up for everything. And that was an example, actually, of a name switch that actually worked. Liz, okay. Because that doesn't have a big connection for Spider-Man. I mean, it's a strong connection, but it's not like MJ.
Mm.
It's like if they'd thrown in somebody named Gwen and her last name wasn't Stacy.
Yeah.
Mm.
There's one Gwen in Spuddy's life, and it's Stacy. Not Pool, Stacy.
Well, I mean, he dropped her.
One way to bridge that topic.
Yeah. So, I mean, you two love Spider-Man: Homecoming, and I'll flat out say that yes, it was the best Spider-Man on film.
Yep. But I know you're not a Spider-Man fan.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not a Spider-Man fan. It was a good film. Mm-hmm. I have trouble with Spider-Man movies, so
that's fair.
It's one of those things where it's like I'm not super invested in the character. I mean, much like some people weren't super invested in Doctor Strange, you know? Like, I fucking love Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
You know?
Very strong character. Yeah. Very well done.
Yeah, and I mean...
But if you're not into... If you're one of these people who thinks that, oh, well, magic doesn't belong in a superhero film.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, you're not going to like Doctor Strange.
I did like a lot of the stuff that they did with this version of Spider-Man. I was rather pleased with it, actually. I will say that, and I said this during Civil War, when we did that one episode on Civil War back in ye olden days.
Yeah.
People say that, oh well, Aunt May is supposed to be like an old woman. I think that Marissa Tomei does a great job as Aunt May.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yes. Yeah. She did a good job. I mean, I will say I didn't like the casting decision there to make May not an old woman. I did not like that. But I will say, if you're going to go that route, thank you for at least getting someone good to do it.
Yeah.
And an Academy Award-winning actress at that.
Yeah. And I mean,
not for this movie, but still.
I mean, she's worked with Robert Downey Jr. before.
Yep.
She's worked with another MCU alum, Mickey Rourke, before.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Where's my board?
Huh?
Where is my board?
But yeah, I mean, it's. I honestly think she was one of the stronger points for the film.
Oh,
for me.
Yes. Yeah.
Considering I'm not invested in Spider-Man, so.
Mm-hmm.
And she had arguably one of the best after credits lines in the history of the MCU.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ray just remembered it. And it was so good.
Now we get to a divisive one between the three of us.
Yeah.
And that's Thor Ragnarok. So, Bowen, explain why you hate Thor Ragnarok.
Okay, here's my issue. And really, this is where it all falls apart for Thor Ragnarok. They were not incorrect when they assumed that what worked about Thor was comic relief. Thor is great at comic relief. The problem is Thor is great at comic relief when he doesn't realize he's being comic relief. The comedy from the Thor movies, Thor movies and the Avengers movies that works the best are when he's being ultra serious and nobody around him can take him seriously because of that whole disconnect between Asgardian and Earth people.
Mm-hmm.
And that includes, for example, when he's being made fun of. You know, does your mother know you weareth her drapes? From Iron Man, great. You know, him making fun of Thor. But in Thor Ragnarok, they're throwing out one-liners left and right, and it doesn't work. It does not work. The most cringeworthy line for me is, yeah, I know him from work. No.
Oh, really?
No. That line does not work. Not the least of which because it's just something I don't see Thor saying. I mean, if you're talking about he knows him from the Avengers, okay? That's not work for Thor. That's how Asgardians have fun. Kicking the shit out of things. I mean,
kicking the shit out of things is a way that they have fun, but kind of protecting the 9 realms is kind of their job. So,
but overall, my big problem also is that they had a lot of chance to introduce some interesting alien characters, and instead they turned it into like an improv comedy routine. I mean, I hated Korg, and I know Ray disagrees with me on this vehemently.
And I disagree with you as well.
It just didn't work. And not even because this is a character from already just in the comics who's deadly serious, but just I just can't get past them turning this into a slapstick like Three Stooges routine.
You want to bed?
Okay.
Make sure he walks one more time before you go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
You can let him stay out here if you want. You don't have to put him in our room.
Okay.
I mean,
night. Sorry.
Like when both Korg and Mick together make a rock scissors paper joke, and it doesn't rock paper scissors. It just doesn't work because it's like, okay, point of order, rock paper scissors. You know of this how?
Yeah.
As if to just to hammer the point home, they have Mick put his arms up like scissors while he's saying that, and they tried far too hard, and that's my issue with that. They tried far too hard when really the Thor works best when the comedy is low key, if you'll pardon the pun.
I will never pardon the pun.
Piss off, Ghost. Honestly, Korg was one of my favorite parts of fucking Thor Ragnarok. I'm not gonna lie.
I wanted to replace him with Thermian audio. Because then I wouldn't have to hear what he was actually saying.
So
I did not understand that reference.
Galaxy Quest. But,
yeah.
I mean, the top comment on the CinemaSins thing about everything wrong with Thor Ragnarok, because I look at this stuff, the top comment I read about that, I think this movie is one of the only times when the third installment of the trilogy turns out to be the best one. What?
I mean, Of the 3 Thor films, I would probably rewatch Thor Ragnarok more than I would rewatch the others.
Well, no.
I don't remember the Dark World.
You would have to rewatch the Dark World so you would have a frame of reference.
Well, yes, but no, I'm saying like, yeah, no, I have to rewatch the Dark World to make sure. But I did really enjoy Ragnarok.
Yeah.
For me, it just didn't work, and every attempt at humor was cringeworthy at best. However, it did have the best. One element of it was the best thing to ever appear in a Thor movie, which admittedly is kind of like saying this is the best looking vomit I've ever seen. But Carl Urban as Scourge the Executioner.
Okay.
Knocked it out of the park.
I will give you that. Yeah.
He was amazing because, and the funny thing is, the funny thing is he had a fair bit of comedy bits himself, but he did everything so well because Carl Urban does everything so well that you can't fault him for it because he's even good at that. Carl Urban is such a weird actor for me in that I know he is so good at what he does, and yet every time I see him, I have to be reminded this is Carl Urban.
Well, I mean, now he just needs to use a shake weight in every film he does, so you'll remember.
But mostly what I love about him as Scourge is that they put in one of my favorite elements from the death of Scourge, which is him using those twin assault rifles, the twin AKs.
Mm-hmm.
That right there was like, that's amazing to me.
Yeah. I mean, for me, visually, I fell in love with the movie.
Mm-hmm.
On a visual aspect. A lot of Kirby influence can be seen, especially in Sakaar. It's just something about it. You're just like, oh my god, they're just that itself is like they're playing homage to one of the creators.
Oh yes,
and I love that.
Just like I love anything. Whenever they bring in anything having to do with the new gods into the DC universe with Darkseid and such, it's so much Jack Kirby. And this is the main reason why I want a comic accurate Galactus, because that character is a walking Jack Kirby reference.
Yeah.
You cannot look at him and not see King Kirby. You can't. That giant purple armor, it's ridiculous looking, but at the same time, it's awesome looking. Also, can we stop giving Jeff Goldblum work just to give him work? Can we stop doing that? Yeah.
No.
Because I probably would have liked Thor Ragnarok more if not for him.
Fair.
He is good in some roles.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't work in that one.
Okay.
I think what they were doing was they said, well, the Collector was a quirky kind of guy. Let's make, and it's like, no, it doesn't work with this one. Nope. I'm a little worried about what they're going to do with any future elders, like the Champion and such.
Well, I mean, we'll hopefully find out soonish on that.
Yeah. Within the next week.
Man, there's just so much when it comes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, like Thor Ragnarok, I enjoyed, and I've said this before. My logic on why the tone of Thor changed so much was because of the way he'll be used in Infinity War.
Possibly, yeah. I will say though, there's also definitely a disconnect between this really, joke-laden movie, and then he gets his eye ripped out and his home blows up. That's a tonal shift.
Yeah.
That really, really stands out when you look.
Yeah. For sure.
When I say he gets his eye torn out, I of course mean he put some makeup around his eye.
Yeah.
That was the worst effect ever.
I remember sitting in the theater and he gets the eye, cut out.
Yeah.
As shittily as they did that.
Yes.
And I just kind of like sat up straight in my seat and was like, we're getting King Thor.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. I mean, Odin's dead.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, you could do a version of Thor without the visuals of King Thor.
Yeah.
But he loses the eye, and I'm like, oh, it's like when I watched Thor: The Dark World, and Curse showed up, and I was like, oh, I can't believe they did this. It was just one of those situations,
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
But whenever one of the movies does something, and it flat out is comic book.
Yeah. That is always nice. Yeah.
I have those moments where I'm just like, oh my god, this is the best thing I've ever seen. And I mean, it's like
it's fan service.
Oh, it's total fan service. I will say I enjoyed a lot of, what you didn't enjoy about Thor Ragnarok.
And again, the great thing about games and comics and all this geeky stuff
it's all subjective.
There is a spectrum of things where one person might love it, another person might hate. There's stuff for everybody.
Yeah.
I love Spider-Man. You don't.
Yeah. I like Thor. We like Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
And you don't. So, I mean, that's that.
Ray just loves everything.
Fair.
Punisher, Ray.
Fair enough.
We love the Punisher. Ray did not.
Yeah. So
Ray did, in all seriousness, Ray did not like the Punisher because there weren't enough thumbs going through eyes. So.
See, okay, the most annoying thing to me about that joke, because you guys make that joke a lot. Anytime Punisher comes
I
up,
never have.
I do it all the time.
Yes, anytime that joke. So the thing that annoys me most about that joke
is it makes you relive it.
Yeah, exactly. And see, you laugh.
No, I'm laughing because I know exactly what you were going to say and why.
Yeah, so I have two things that get me really badly to the point where I just end up shutting down.
Mm-hmm.
Needles that are, needles like that are sewing someone, or needles that go into the body.
Yeah.
Needles that go into the body. And I'm sitting here and I'm doing like my cringe head twist thing. Just talking about it. So that really messes with me. And eye horror really messes with me.
Mm-hmm.
And so like the worst thing about that joke is it makes me think about it, and it makes me do the cringe thing.
Okay, right. Remember that discussion we had about how much you hate the Borg?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just going to say this. Star Trek First Contact, what is considered by most to be the best of the Next Generation Star Trek movies, has a scene where the Borg put a piercing object dangerously close to Picard's eye.
Nope.
I'm saying that's your trifecta right there.
Nope.
So I'm saying don't see the film, is what I'm saying.
Yep.
And in all seriousness, First Contact is my least favorite of them. So.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. For me, it's Insurrection followed by Nemesis, followed by Generation. So yeah. The funny thing is, I don't like First Contact either. I don't like any of the Next Generation films.
Yeah.
But the reason I don't like First Contact is they destroyed the Borg.
I mean,
the Borg Queen was something that never should have happened.
No, I agree with you on that. I personally think that the whole fucking they could have done a better job with the movies.
Oh yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. That's
and it has nothing to do with Marvel films.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nope.
Just don't watch it, right? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, there's really no fear of that because I just don't watch Star Trek in general.
Yeah.
Then the last released one was Black Panther, and
yes. Love that movie so much.
I liked elements of it.
I liked the whole damn thing.
Oh, same. Like I would say of the thus far released Phase 3 films, I would be very hard pressed to choose between Black Panther and Doctor Strange.
I feel that way about the entire MCU released films to date.
Yeah, no, I can agree with you there. I can absolutely agree with you there. Release to and Doctor Strange are.
And I mean, what's funny about that is when.
Looks like I am having some technical issues on my end. So there's that.
Oh yeah. I've seen Black Panther. Black Panther is the one.
Nope, we're not.
What?
No, my I'm having technical difficulties on my end.
Do I need to stop talking? Do we need to wait?
You should be good now.
Okay.
They're recording this entire time, so.
No, it has been recording this entire time.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But it's like the audio hasn't been coming through constant. So.
Oh.
But it's just been the last 30 to 45 seconds. So.
Okay.
So you were talking about you loved Black Panther.
Yes.
Both of us.
And Black Panther is, I think, the only MCU movie that I have gone repeatedly to the theater for. The rest of them, I go and see them in theater and then wait for them to come out to watch them again.
I will admit I'm still doing that, but that's only because honestly, we have so many movies a year we go to see, and I didn't want to use up a slot in the year where Incredibles 2 and Avengers Infinity War and Deadpool are all coming out.
And Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair.
Exactly.
Well, so I went and I saw Black Panther with my dad first, and then I've gone to see it with friends because I really want my friends to see the movie. And so, I go with them to see it.
So what you're saying is your friends are like you and they won't go see the movie by themselves.
Well, basically, yeah.
Fair.
Well, and like one of them has a son, and so, if she can't take him to watch it, which because he's young, he's got a very short attention span, as most young children do. Really, her only time to go and watch the movie is when she's hanging out with friends. Every other, the rest of the time, she's either working or she's got her kid.
Fair.
So, I mean, if she's going to see a movie, she's going to see it with friends because otherwise. Yeah. But actually, you know what? We may have taken him with us. I think we did. I can't remember. I legit can't remember if he came with us or not. I know he went and saw a movie with us. I think it was Black Panther, but it could have been a different, because I've seen a few movies. I think he went and saw Black Panther with us. Yeah, he did. He did, because he started freaking out when we can spoiler stuff is not.
Yeah, even though it's technically still in the theaters, it's been a long freaking time.
Okay, so when T'Challa gets thrown off the waterfall,
yeah,
and everyone thinks he's dead. Oh,
everyone in the movie.
Yes.
Let's be fair. Nobody
yeah.
outside the movie thought that.
Except this little boy.
Yeah.
He was freaking out, and so like I ended up up. I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. It'll be okay. Don't worry. It's a movie. I didn't tell him that he was, I didn't like spoil it for everything. I was like, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. It's just a movie.
I will almost guarantee you he's legitimately the only person in the theater who thought that.
Yeah, well, he's 5.
I know. Which I'll be perfectly honest is why he kind of shouldn't have been in a Black Panther film, but okay.
Yeah, I mean.
I know.
Actually, no. He's not 5. He's 7.
Oh, that makes it better.
I mean,
I'm just saying. Yeah.
I will say I personally do blame the reason why I didn't enjoy it as much on the fact of
your theater experience.
Environment. Yeah. So
I can definitely see that.
A bad viewing environment can ruin any film.
Yeah, that's true. But a good viewing environment can never save a movie like Ghostbusters 2016. So
true. Which if you'd been here for us for the pre-crisis podcast,
yeah, the crisis.
I'm not putting myself through that.
So I mean, from a technical standpoint, I mean these are the things that I did not like about Black Panther.
And again, spectrum of geek stuff.
Yeah,
not everybody's going to agree on everything.
I felt that they used way too many wide shots when showing off Wakanda. I mean, it's nice to have those big panoramic shots because that's cool and awesome. But I feel that they stuck on them too long. That's
fair.
That's some of the weird camera angles they decided to use. So in hindsight, based on somebody explaining, like, I forget who it was. It might have been you, Ball. The one shot where the camera is completely upside down.
Yeah.
Which was a shot I absolutely despise. But the way that you phrased it, like, well, it's because now the entire, like, Wakanda's world has completely been turned upside down. And I'm like, all right, I could see that.
Yeah, it's a storytelling aid, basically.
I can see that. I still don't like the shot, but I can see that.
Yeah.
I had... So... Part of me just... I fucking hated the accents. I really did. And it's only because it reminded me of that stupid fucking meme. The, Ugandan Knuckles thing.
Oh.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You're lucky.
You're lucky. Holzbrook introduced me to that one.
But the thing is,
there's a lot of bad things that can be said. But yeah.
So the whole time that they're, I mean, the accent that especially like Chadwick used was very close to that. And it kind of took me out of the movie.
I mean, so
it,
here's the thing. I went to a private Christian school growing up, and we were visited by a lot of missionaries and people from other countries to talk to us about God's work and where they were.
Yeah.
We had many people from South Africa, Uganda, and all that entire area. Yeah. We had quite a few people come and talk to us. the accents in Black Panther are very close to the real accents
I'm
of
not,
the area.
I'm not doubting that they are. I mean, they laid the accents on really fucking thick, though. I mean, that was just something, and I guess once again, the viewing experience affected me a lot with that, because I mean, it was a very, dare I say, militant crowd that were very pleased with Killmonger and some of his plans.
Yeah, that's
and also saying, what are these white motherfuckers doing in our movie? So no matter who it was, Martin Freeman, what's this white motherfucker doing in my movie? Like, really? Like, are you kidding me? Like, Andy Serkis did an amazing job in the film.
Yep. Paul was a very enjoyable character.
I was highly upset that they got rid of him.
Yeah, but they need to show, of course, that Killmonger was a serious villain, so he had to kill somebody. It's a movie trope that's not going away.
Yeah, I understand that, but
also, it's they're also using the movie trope of, oh, so you thought he was the villain? No, here's how you know who the villain is, because he's basically replacing him as a bigger, badder villain.
I mean, Killmonger was terrific, and I enjoyed the character.
Yeah,
I enjoyed what they
portrayed.
I enjoyed what they set out to do with him. Well developed character, well written, so on and so forth. I liked that very much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, once again, as I said, it came down to my viewing experience. So, I mean, based on that alone, until I'm able to sit down and watch it in a comfortable spot and actually watch the movie for watching the movie, I cannot say that it was my top phase. I can't say it was in my top 3 of phase 3.
And that's definitely fair.
I mean, as it stands right now, it's Strange, Civil War, and Ragnarok. If Strange wasn't good, it would be Civil War, Guardians, and Ragnarok. So
right.
Black Panther, Strange, and oh, Thor: Homecoming of the Galaxy.
No. Pick one. One, right?
Man. No. I'd say my third place would be a toss-up between Guardians.
No. Pick one.
And Homecoming. Fuck you.
So here is my top 3, and this is only because I've actually basically 3 and 4 were very close, but I picked one.
Yeah.
I'm just saying because that's how this is done. But I'll go with the first 2. Then the first 2 are Black Panther and Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
Those 2 are, and Spider-Man: Homecoming, with Doctor Strange barely being edged out by Spider-Man: Homecoming. I loved Doctor Strange, but Spider-Man: Homecoming did what had never been done before, and finally gave us a good Spider-Man.
That's true.
And
Civil War was really good too.
I can't wait for him to dance in the sequel. Spider-Man Prom.
Okay, I get the joke.
But mostly because, as good as Doctor Strange was, everything fell into place in Spider-Man: Homecoming. The Vulture was a very believable villain.
Vulture was good. Vulture was really good.
I really loved him dealing with the AI in the suit. Because that was... but you cannot have a Spider-Man film without the comedy.
Right.
And that was the comedy right there, honestly. The final fight at the end with him and Vulture was great. But the aforementioned car scene, that's what pushed it over the top for me. That scene. It was perfect. Honestly, it was one of the best scenes I've seen in a superhero movie, and it legitimately had no superheroics in it.
Yeah. I'm going to abstain.
So you're just going to go with the 2?
It's fine if you can't figure out 30.
Because, gosh, Civil War was so good, and Spider-Man: Homecoming was so good. Doctor Strange was really good. Black Panther was fantastic. Black Panther is definitely top 3. I mean, like there's. And
that's why Black Panther and Civil War were the first 2 things on my goddamn.
Yeah.
The problem I'm seeing is Phase 3 has so many fucking movies in it.
This is true.
And at this point, they figured out what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
And they went ahead and made Thor Ragnarok anyway.
Thor Ragnarok actually was the best grossing Thor film, though, so...
I know, that's sad. That is honestly sad.
I mean, so I did really enjoy Thor Ragnarok. I know it's not in my top 3. Because I enjoyed the others more. But I want a top 5.
Yeah, you're getting dangerous because it's just saying Phase 3.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, yes. Phase 3.
I will.
That's not the way it works, though.
I will
That's
say.
not how any of this works.
I will say, of all the phases, Phase 3
is the strongest.
Is definitely the strongest.
Oh,
and we haven't even gotten Infinity War yet.
Right.
And once we get that, we have 3 more movies. So.
Right.
What's funny is you ask me a week from now, and I won't even have to decide between Strange and Homecoming.
Yeah.
That's true.
They're both going to be knocked out of the park because Infinity War is definitely going to be in my top 3. I can say this without even seeing it, unless all the hype is completely misdirected, which is possible, of course. But unless it is, this is probably going to be, if not the best, it's going to be right under Black Panther for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I don't know. I love Phase 3. I love all the movies in Phase 3.
I have to say, honestly...
So I've probably seen Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 the most out of all of these. But that's probably because it's on Netflix, and the people that I'm friends with really like Guardians. Well, like I know someone who the only MCU movies they've seen are Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm just like, oh, you need the rest. What? I'm sorry, the dog is whining at me.
Oh.
Gotcha.
I need to go let him out. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay.
He's just not gonna stop.
So I'm looking through all the stuff, right? And the Marvel releases.
Yeah.
Looking at the television stuff and whatnot. So I mean, you got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter, Inhumans. You got the Netflix stuff. You got Runaways. Cloak and Dagger, which debuts June 7th.
I want Exiles.
And then we have 3. One of which is supposed to be premiering later this year.
Yep.
So one of them is New Warriors.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting, and that Squirrel Girl is going to be in it.
Yeah, so Was it Squirrel Girl, Mr. Immortal, Night Thrasher, Speedball, Microbe, and Debris?
I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with Speedball. He better not just be Penance.
Yeah. Though I do feel that they kind of missed the boat with Speedball.
Yeah, he hasn't been Speedball for a long time, really. I mean, he's technically Speedball again, but at the same time, now nobody cares.
It's just, I mean, and who's the fucking actress playing? Huh.
Too bad they didn't put in Richard Rider Nova while they were at it.
No, that's Phase 4.
But I still want him to be in a movie.
Phase 4.
That would be wonderful. Not Sam Alexander, please, not Sam Alexander.
But yeah, I mean, there's that. There was an unaired pilot for Most Wanted.
Which is?
Mockingbird and Ghost Hunter.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's right. The S.H.I.E.L.D. spinoff. Yeah. That's right. It's not so much I'd forgotten about it, I'd forgotten that that's what they were calling it.
Yeah. And
I mean, if they had that, we wouldn't have the Orville. At least not the way it is now.
True. And I mean, I would have enjoyed them. I think that even if they had done like a limited season, limited series, I think that could have worked.
Yeah.
And then one that has a put pilot order.
Mm-hmm.
This will make you happy.
Oh.
Damage Control.
Oh, yes. I mean, admittedly, there are two names that make me happier sooner than that. That'd be She-Hulk or Gwenpool. But Damage Control, yes. Just the mention of them in Spider-Man Homecoming make me happy.
The show follows the overworked, underpaid cleanup crew of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, who specialize in dealing with the aftermath of superhero conflicts.
Oh, God, that sounds comic accurate.
Rescheduling events because of the conflicts and retrieving lost items.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
What'd I miss?
We were talking Damage Control.
Okay.
Basically, I was going into the television stuff, and
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So for anybody not familiar with what a put pilot is, a put pilot is a pilot that the network has agreed to air either as a special or as a series. If the network does not air the pilot episode, the network will owe subsequent monetary penalties to the studio. Generally, this guarantees that the pilot will be picked up by the network.
Yep.
Okay.
So more MCU television. I'm always happy about that.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's actually pretty cool.
They couldn't make a movie out of it, honestly.
No, they couldn't.
A series is the best because you can have a different screw up each week.
Yeah. But I mean, and then they have quote unquote post Phase 3, which is the Homecoming sequel, which better be Spider-Man Sadie Hawkins dance. And
Spider-Man awkward teens in gymnasium.
So if it's Sadie Hawkins' dance, he needs to wear khaki pants.
Yeah, because MJ will make the moves first. Fake MJ will make the moves.
Yeah.
And then Guardians 3. So
at this point, I'm just assuming that her name is spelled EMJAY. Her name is literally MJ.
MJ.
Like yeah. That's what's keeping me going at this point. One interesting thing, a bit of non-Marvel superhero movie news.
Mm-hmm.
Patty Jenkins of Wonder Woman fame has declared that Wonder Woman 2 is going to take place in the 80s.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I would have gone 70s, but okay.
I mean, they I don't know why they're doing that, but whatever.
Honestly, I'm happy for 80s left. So.
Yeah, I mean, personally, it just feels like the only good DC film was a period piece.
They're doing another period piece. Same film.
So, I mean, now they're hedging their bets on this, and they're like, well, we had this one that took place back then. Now we'll have this one that'll take place in the 80s. And you're like, I don't know. Like,
it honestly should have been the 70s, specifically 1977.
Fair.
They should have taken place during the time frame of the Wonder Woman TV show.
I can see that.
Because for a lot of people, the only Wonder Woman they know is Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the Captain Marvel movie takes place in the 90s, and I know you're not.
Yeah.
You're like,
I'm not a big
90s.
fan of the 90s. The soundtrack's gonna suck. But
I'm so excited. I'm not gonna lie.
soundtrack for Wonder Woman 2 should be amazing. Soundtrack for Captain Marvel's probably gonna suck, but it's gonna be a Marvel movie, so of course I'm going to see it.
It's a Marvel film that's going to have Captain Marvel. It's going to have Nick Fury. I mean, it's going to have Coulson.
Not Samuel L. Jackson Nick Fury, I'm sure, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be Samuel L. Jackson Nick Fury at this point.
It is Samuel L. Jackson
okay.
Nick Fury.
It shouldn't be, man. They should. If you can get David Hasselhoff for one Marvel movie, you can get him for another.
But see
What?
I mean, you can't get Zardu Hasselfrau for everything. So this is so Captain Marvel takes place in the 90s and is pre-eye patch.
Interesting.
So
I guess Jackson really just got tired of the eye patch.
Well,
he's like, okay, I want you to kill off Nick Fury. If you bring him back, it better not have no goddamn eye patch.
I think what they're going to do, in my perspective, is they're going to use this as a way to kind of lay the ground for the events that happened in like Winter Soldier and such, where it's just like the last time I trusted somebody, I lost an eye.
Yeah.
And also the fact that he had that second scan of just like his fucked up eye.
Yeah.
In there to allow him access and shit. So I think they're going to pay those off.
I hope so. Yeah.
Because I mean that would be kind of cool.
Yes, it would.
So, and I mean we'll get young Coulson, which will be fun. Maybe he'll be like a level 4. Whatever. Or passcode green. I don't know.
I kind of want him to be like an intern. He's just getting into S.H.I.E.L.D.
That would be interesting.
That could be the case. But you got to remember, like, of all the people in S.H.I.E.L.D., the one person that was trusted the most was Coulson.
Yeah, and this is going to show you why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Coulson that's why he lost an eye. Who knows?
Well, I feel like if that happened, though,
Yeah,
that he wouldn't
trust him.
continue to trust him.
Well,
exactly.
It depends. If Coulson was the reason, is explicitly the reason he lost an eye, like Coulson did it himself, then I agree with you. But because of the trust between Fury and Coulson, Fury does something that loses the eye to protect Coulson.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, yeah.
But that's different than Coulson being responsible as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing was, it was said the last time I trusted somebody, I lost an eye. Didn't say that they were responsible.
Yep.
So
fair.
but it does heavily imply it.
Kind of does. Kind of does. Kind of doesn't. But wow, we've had a good Marvel talk entire time.
Yeah.
This 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah. It's beginning to look like 2 hours is like
standard.
Optimistic. For we're going further than this routinely now.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you guys for checking us out, for downloading the episode. Hopefully you guys are checking us out on Radio Public. You'll be able to hear this episode like minutes after it's uploaded. Otherwise, there's iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn. You can listen to us. Of course, there is the Twitch archive and the YouTube archive. Twitch episodes go up at noon Eastern on Tuesdays. So there's that. I'd like to thank you guys very much for Ray. And I'm putting my arm out like you guys are right here.
Yeah. And like people can see any of this.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I was gonna say, well, I'm sure we'll get to video again eventually when your computer is updated.
For Ray, for Ballin, thank you guys very much for everything and downloading us. I hope you guys have a great, amazing time journeying with us through the current, at this time, April 24th, well, 25th now, timeline of the MCU pre-Infinity War. And we'll catch you guys again next week for another one.
When we've probably already seen Infinity War.
Except me, because I'm not seeing it till the following week. Yeah. But, guys, take it easy.